welcome back. This is Nick Tasteless Plot at the Avertech Intel Classic in Seoul, Korea. We have just seen a very exciting Protoss versus Protoss. Cal, also known as Godzilla, against Bako. And Bako managed to clean sweep him 2-0. I could not believe my eyes. I expected the games to be a little bit closer, but what can I say? This was just not the case. So, moving on to our next game, we're going to have GanZi, a Terran player, against Kwanro, the Zerg player. Now, this is going to be, I think, a very interesting match for a multitude of reasons. Well, first of all, GanZi is the Terran player. We actually have the VODs. I did cast the games well, he's a Terran player that beat Much, and I don't think anybody really expected that to happen. Not that GanZi's bad, but just that Much is so good. They were very long, drawn-out games. There were actually many moments where Much was ahead in those games, and GanZi managed to come back with a victory. GanZi, a player who is clearly comfortable playing on his back, fighting when he's against the ropes. Kwanro, now he's also an interesting player, mostly for his style. And also the fact that he's jumped 11 ranks in the Kespa rating system. I believe, I could be mistaken, but I believe off the top of my head, we don't have the stats here. I think he's ranked 19, and he is rapidly raising in ranks. He's also a very, very, very aggressive Zerg player. I mean, really aggressive. I mean, attack, 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 attack. And I'm curious as to how this game will unfold with GanZi, a player who can recover when he gets behind against someone as good as Much. You know, can he hold off against the aggressive style that Kwanro is going to throw at him? Or, well, I don't know. I think it's going to make for an interesting game. Two interesting players. And by the way, the next game's coming up for the evening. We're going to have Stork against Zergbong. And finally, we're going to have Berserker, who's formerly known as Iris, against Stats. Now, the map lineup is Colosseum, Andromeda, and Othello. And Terran versus Zerg on those maps, and I know I say this quite often, is very interesting because all matchups in StarCraft are very complex and require a lot of analysis to really get into them. I think we can expect to see fast expanding from both players. I'm curious if this Zerg player is going to utilize that neutral sunken colony. GanZi's joined the game. We do not have Kwanro in there yet. I see he said he has to fix something with his mouse real fast. You always want to make sure that those settings are just like they are when you train at home. I mean, in a game where these guys have, you know, sometimes over 300 actions a minute, they need to be in control. Now, as you can see, Kwanro has been doing so well, he's actually been seeded into the later half of the tournament. GanZi has hacked his way through some very strong players, but the most interesting one is Much. I mean, that was just an amazing series. Definitely check that out. If you have not seen those games already, the Much GanZi game, I think they're about 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. So yeah, very exciting games. And as you can see in the caption down there, that is very true. These players both have been, well, they're both very promising. You just rip the words right out of the caption. And they both have a lot of potential. So we'll get to see how they do when they battle it out with each other. Kwanro has now joined and says he's ready. So when our Korean commentators wrap up this intro, we're going to get this game going. Now, Colosseum, again, a proxy-friendly map, although I don't think proxy in this matchup very desirable. We have seen it done before. Actually, you know, all the maps turning out to be pretty cool, making for some exciting games. These maps do emphasize the macro aspect of the game, but at the same time, they allow for rushes, which is pretty exciting. Makes for some diverse playing style. I think a lot of these maps were actually inspired from the maps with the architecture like Python, which has just proven to be a very popular map. I mean, everybody is playing Python. It's hard for me to find games sometimes on Icy Cup that are not Python. It's just a very popular map, and these maps are kind of the same kind of 4-player setup. Colosseum probably the least like it, but Andromeda, for instance, reminds me a lot of Python. Othello too, but at the same time, I mean, they do have their differences as well. And so I guess we're gonna get this going here pretty soon. Thank you to everyone who's watching. Spread the word. Post on all the forums that you post on the internets, on the intraweb, and spread the word. Yeah, we've been surprised actually here that it's not just gamers that are really enjoying watching this, but all sorts of people. And it looks like we're going to get this going, judging from Paul's body language. So get ready for some Terran versus Zerg on Colosseum, GanZi versus Kwanro, the comeback guy versus the very aggressive Zerg. Stay tuned. Once again, like we saw previously, we have both players hugging the top of the map. GanZi at the top left, and Kwanro at the top right. And fortunately for Kwanro, he is already scouting in the correct direction. I hope I'm saying his name right. I'm kind of under the impression that Kwanro probably means something in Korean, but my Korean is still not that good yet. So we want to watch for whether or not the Terran's going to get 1 barracks or 2 barracks. It's almost 100% sure that Terran's going to expand unless he's attempting to bluff the Zerg, which I don't think would end up working, simply because the Overlord is going to be floating over the desirable expansion early on. We do have Kwanro scouting pretty early with the drone, which is, you can see GanZi trying to calm himself and focus. He knows he's made it this far. I talked to a lot of these pro gamers, and in fact, it looks like Kwanro actually checking the center for a possible proxy. Like I was saying before, a lot of these players just say the most stressful part is the first few minutes. You don't have a lot to do before your mind kind of goes into StarCraft mode. And it's really critical that you do everything perfectly at the start, because this level of competition, the game is just it's so competitive. So I kind of interrupted myself there. Yeah, we do want to see if the Terran's going to get 1 barracks or 2 barracks before he expands. We do see 1 right now. We probably won't see the second if he decides to get that early for maybe like 30 seconds. You can see he's, I believe the Overlord spotted that location, the depot over there. I could be wrong though. And it looks like Kwanro, pretty risky move, maybe expanding at the bottom right natural. Now what that means is that he is going, and he's actually, okay, and he's going to get pool and extractor before the expansion, although yeah, unless that drone is I don't know, I mean, yeah, there's no other reason why you would have the drone there. So we'll see a hatchery there eventually. He could have made the hatchery sooner, but I think it's wise that he didn't. A player like GanZi is going to spot right away that the spawning pool and the extractor are late. And it looks like he will go for the fast command center. There's the early hatchery. Now, is GanZi acute enough in his scouting to catch that there is, well, things seem to be just slightly out of order. Now, this is something that would be very hard to catch onto. Oh, and I believe that's a barracks, although, yeah, I would assume that's a barracks. Yeah, that has to be a barracks over there. Sorry, the player boxes were covered. We're covering whatever building that was. But yes, it looks like he's hiding a barracks over there. So he may, in fact, be somewhat aware. Both players going for a hidden buildings. Although it does look like GanZi is probably aware of this expansion, and he has detected it. Damn. Oh, crap. Yeah, you can see he's not very happy with this. He knows that that expansion is very vulnerable. And I think we're going to see fire bats coming out of there. And it's kind of funny, we're seeing a bit of a role reversal here. Kwanro, the player who normally is attacking the entire time, is now playing a little bit defensively, probably so he can be aggressive later on. Meanwhile, GanZi, the player who's normally defending and hanging on, is not doing that. Medic out first, fire bat probably next. Although he could get Marines, it's more likely he's going to get fire bats. And he really should have morphed that sunk a little bit earlier. It's not even morphed yet. Okay, Spire's on the way. We don't really see any Zerglings, or we see a Zergling inside of his base. This fire bat rush could kick some serious Kwanro ass. And now he's going to move towards the front. Probably going to have a few units collect up there while this fire bat rush here. Oh, I hope we can get a shot of Kwanro's face while this happens. Unbelievable, taking out a lot of drones. Now going to go for the Spire, and attacking it with fire. It's funny because it rhymes. Here is the, okay. Meanwhile, we're going to see the Medic Marine Army go down to the bottom right. And he's got to control these fire bats well. No, Medic! If the Medic dies, the fire bats will be pretty vulnerable. Canceling the Spire, Kwanro is probably going to lose this. His tech has been stifled. Not even stifled, reset. And the sunken colony is going to get taken out. Oh! Meanwhile, the morphing sunk is very vulnerable. Kwanro really can't do anything with the drones. If he loses the pool, the game will end. Can these fire bats keep their heads on straight and win this game? He's got to try to get a surround. It's all whether or not Kwanro can get this surround and kill off the fire bats. Meanwhile, more and more are on the way. Unbelievable. GanZi getting split up just a little bit here. Kwanro rapidly losing control of this game. Now his larvas are being taken out. Picking on the children. GG. Kwanro has been demolished. And there's our winner, GanZi. Did everything absolutely perfectly that game. He could not have played that better. And you can see Kwanro was not pleased with that loss. And he's in a difficult position now, trying to gather himself so he can focus on this next game. It is very difficult to concentrate after taking such a serious blow. I mean, he got completely and totally destroyed that game. The hidden hatchery was spotted, so he couldn't even started building tech there once the fire bats were in his base. He did not spot the floating barracks, although I think that would have been a pretty difficult move to notice. But he certainly wasn't able to produce enough Zerglings to hold off that attack, and I think I can't say it enough. GanZi played that game so well. He is really starting to be this player who is impressing me more and more. He already took out much, and now he may take out Kwanro. a player who has so much momentum going on for him. It's funny. I mean, a lot of people are just, like, who can stop this guy? But really, I thought this might be a matchup that would favor Kwanro, but no. Looks like we're having some pretty interesting games today. So GanZi probably feeling pretty good. The next map is Andromeda. Both players have joined the game. How will GanZi play this map out? Will Kwanro get the opportunity to show his aggression? Obviously, the extra expansion was there so that he could muster up a lot of units later on and do what Kwanro does best, but instead GanZi did not allow that to happen. Well played by him. Thank you again to our sponsors at Intel, and get ready for an exciting game. GanZi versus Kwanro, Terran versus Zerg on Andromeda. Here we're getting a shot of GanZi. And over here is Kwanro. Again, both players at the top of the map. And Kwanro this game, yeah, he saw it too. Kwanro is going the wrong way with the Overlord. Probably trying to do everything differently this game since he lost so badly in the previous game. Now we're getting a shot at both players at the bottom of your screen and my screen now. They have gotten me a new screen since I got that mirror matchup mix-up. Since I noobed it up. As you can see, though, GanZi certainly looks calmer than he did in the first game. Before then, we saw him taking deep breaths. So I expect we're going to see the barracks up very soon. Although who knows, maybe he's going to take a risk and go for fast command center. That's pretty uncommon, though. At least in this matchup. Maybe would work on this map, though. Now, look, Kwanro going to go for pull first, probably thinking that there's a risk of proxying in the center of the map. Doing the extractor trick. Some of you might not be familiar with that. They make they start building the extractor because that reduces their food count by 1. Make an extra drone, and then cancel the extractor. And that way they get ahead in 1 drone before the Overlord hatches. And we're going to see a... no, he's going to scout, excuse me. I guess it wouldn't have made sense for him to make a hatchery. That would have been too early. Barracks, or supply depot, barracks, supply depot. Very economic build. Now we have the hatchery up. 6 lings are out. He may need to put, he doesn't have any Marines yet. Oh, and the scouting SCV may be picked up. No, it goes by. And I'm confused, actually. I don't even... what is going on? I guess he did not cast it. His opponent was over there at the top left. There's a Panda Bear guy. Okay, this is a rather embarrassing thing to see right now by this player. I really don't know what to say. He actually is rushing the wrong spot. I think he thought he saw something there. Oh, you could see the frustration. He's suddenly realizing he's screwing up badly. Like, really badly. Like, that sucks for you, Kwanro. I feel bad. That has happened. That happens sometimes. He thought yeah. And now he realizes his opponent's there, and the rush is not going to work out. My God. And once again, a hidden barracks. GanZi is out of control this game. Slayer's Boxer Jr. over here. I'm Slayer's Boxer Jr. No, he's like, I'm just kidding. All right. I don't really know where he can, I guess, I don't think it's going to be a floating barracks. I think it's going to be a medic marine at the front. Although, to be honest, Kwanro's blunder may actually work, may actually be very confusing, though, to GanZi. Double barracks, hidden. He's going to go for a break at the front, but does Kwanro know? Oh my gosh. Kwanro may get duped twice. No Sunken Colony out yet, but to be honest, he's going to see the number of Medic Marine coming out of the main. He's not going to be ready for probably about twice the amount, and he may be down in a Sunken Colony. And you can see GanZi using a lot of psychology here, keeping the two SCVs at the entrance to make it look like he is in fact fast expanding, maybe teching. I am really excited to see how this is going to turn out. However, if GanZi's attack does not work, it could be all over. It could be so bad for him. Now he's going to lose an Overlord. This is going to be an ample opportunity for him to go in and attack. He will not be able to make Zerglings in that window of time. Human sacrifice. Maybe so he can get one extra Marine out there. And he spotted it! He spotted the hidden barracks! Oh, Kwanro is pissed. He's making the sunks. Oh my God. Alright, well, he's moving out. Can Kwanro hold this off? He's probably hotkeying the Sunken Colonies right now so he can target fire the Marines. GanZi attacking probably too fast. What are you doing, GanZi? No, it might work anyways. More medics are catching up. He's got to get that next Sunken Colony. There are enough medics to possibly assist in all the healing, but he's not target firing. Oh, is he going to get it? They may run out of energy. Fire Bat. The Fire Bat was the wise one to escape there. And you can see GanZi knows that he is not quite Slayer's Boxer Jr. just yet. But he might be if he goes in for the second attack and takes it out before the Mutalisks hatch and kill him. The problem with doing something like this is that there's almost no way to recover. Your barracks will eventually be picked off, and you'll eventually get stuck in your base with Mutalisks running around. It looks like he's taken SCVs off of the refinery just so that he can get a few more Marines off. It's now or never. He has to attack very soon, and he knows it. Kwanro knows it. The Mutalisks know it. And you can see Kwanro probably maybe having second thoughts about attacking, thinks maybe he should sit back here and defend. And are you really going to do that? Are you really going to expand? Here it comes again, going for the weaker sunk. And the Mutalisks are going to come in here. Can he get enough micro shots off of there? No, he should have killed that Sunken Colony. All right. Good game. GG. Wow. So we're going on to game 2. This has been a stressful series for Kwanro, but exciting nonetheless. And I think we're going to give the players a bathroom break. Give the tasteless a bathroom break too, because I had to drink a lot of water during that series. Oh my God. Those games are crazy. I don't even know how this match is going to... I have no idea how this match is going to end. GanZi versus Kwanro, Terran versus Zerk. This is Game 3. I am Nick Tasteless Plotting. I am very excited to see how this game is going to turn out. The final map is going to be Othello. A very good map, like all the maps are in this event. And, gosh, okay, so recapping that last game. GanZi went for the double hidden barracks in an attempt to mass up an abnormal amount of medic marine and surprise Kwanro, who would probably have less sucker colonies. Then his entrance would be broken, and he would just rush in there and win the game. However, Kwanro found the Zerglings, found the barracks just in time. I mean, had those Zerglings gotten there maybe like 20 seconds later, that game might have ended differently. But Kwanro, and one thing too, Kwanro wasn't really playing that well that game. I mean, he actually rushed the wrong spot. Probably thought he saw something, or pulled his drone out too fast when he was scouting. You know, these pro gamers are trained to, when you scout, to move the drone at the absolute first possible second. Start going to the next location. And because of that, sometimes you end up with players who pull the drone out to go to the next spot before they've actually gotten vision of the starting location, or stuff like that, or before they've gotten to a spot where they should be able to detect where their opponent is, and that's what happened. So hopefully he can play better this game. He's going to need it. Terran versus Zerg, GanZi versus Kwanro. Let's get ready for some exciting games. Alright, finally we do not have two players starting at the top of the map. Cross spots. Kwanro scouting to the left with his Overlord. Meanwhile, well, we're going to have to see what GanZi does. GanZi really playing unorthodox this game. Now, that could mean a couple things. It may mean that he feels that he can smart Kwanro before Kwanro enters the phase where he can really exhibit his aggressive style, which we really haven't gotten to see yet. GanZi really taking control of the game with these types of build orders. It may also mean that GanZi does not feel comfortable enough playing against a player like Kwanro, late game Terran versus Zerg. It may mean all those. And here, all right, we see the supply depot here. That is to make the SCVs mine in a straighter line. And I suppose that's what that spawning pool does too. Although the drone does seem to bump into it when it goes for the minerals. Barracks on the way. Okay, now it looks like Kwanro's going to... Oh, he's going to do the same build again, the extractor trick. Let's hope he does not mess up scouting like he did last time. Because to be honest, the only thing that really went right for him that game was when he spotted the hidden barracks. Barrackses. Oh! I'm wondering, just judging from, it could be incorrect, but just judging from the way that Kwanro just acted really surprised all of a sudden, he may have accidentally made drones instead of Zerglings, or something of the sort. And here's the hatchery now. We'll see. No, he made Zerglings. Okay. That happens sometimes to Zerg players, is they accidentally make the wrong units out of a whole bunch of larvae at once. And it's not like the other races where you can cancel. And and just make the correct unit. You have to wait for the larva to come out again. Now GanZi's going to need to keep this SCV alive. Kwanro's going to need to kill it. Here come the Zerglings now. 2 Marines, 4 SCVs. And he is going to go... Oh! Nice micro. That was sexy. It's like that SCV just wind walked through that through the Marines and SCVs. We see that Kwanro's getting the extractor. Also fast command center for GanZi. And the fast extractor means that we probably will see some aggressive play here by Kwanro rather than getting the 3rd hatchery, which is a bit more economic. Here comes the layer now. Now, I assume we're going to see Mutalisks. That would make the most sense. Which may be very strong against fast expanding. Alright, here we see the layers on the way still. Not much else to say. I'm really wondering when exactly GanZi's going to get... Oh, that you are adorable. What was I talking about? Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm really curious about when GanZi's going to get that engineering bay. Now, it doesn't look like GanZi is interested in showing that he got a fast command center right away. He's going to make a few more SCVs out of it before he moves it. He may be trying to... I think he's trying to bait these Zerglings over here. Kwanro. Going to have Mutalisks very soon. Where is his engineering bay, though? Where is our Terran player's engineering bay? And we still have not seen that command center move out there just yet. He's going to continue to pump a few more SCVs out of there while he gets a small group of medic marine. Now, again, I don't see an engineering bay yet, and I believe Mutalisks are now... oh, no, not just yet. He still has some time. Although, if you notice, one of the main reasons why our Terran player may not have moved onto the low ground is because there are so many speed Zerglings moving around the map. And, well, it's a pretty common rush trick. What you do is you get a lot of Zerglings, and when the Terran moves onto low ground, you just bum rush the front, and the Terran don't have medics yet. Now, he has medics yet, but I think he's a little bit intimidated because of his aggressive style. Kwanro's very aggressive style. Now the turrets are on the way. Playing very defensively. Now he will have a lot of SCVs to transfer. Here comes the mutas now. And speaking of mutas, there's this mosquito that's pissing me off. It keeps flying around my face. Ugh. Alright, I think I killed him. I irradiated him. Alright, here comes the here come the mutas now. Now it looks as though he may be untouchable at this moment. GanZi is, at least. And Kwanro, again, a very aggressive player. Using that muta micro, he hits the hold position button when he gets near them, so they stop right away and drop those glaives that bounce. And looks like he's going to try to go in through the back. And is his micro going to be enough? That attack wasn't too terribly effective. I'm actually a little surprised, though, that he has not actually moved out yet and taken that expansion. Although, you know, I could be wrong. It's really difficult to say how you're supposed to play against a player who's as aggressive as Kwanro. And he only has one in gas. He's still messing up a lot of units. All right, here he comes now. He's going to try to move out onto the low ground. And you can see Kwanro really ready for him to come out. Now going to go back in here, pick off a few SCVs. Looks like he got about 2 there. Now Kwanro is taking this opportunity to expand, and he's going to get lurkers. Now if Terran doesn't take the low ground by the time lurkers are out, this could be GG. And it looks like he knows that. He's going to move out now. Whoa, I was drinking water when that happened. He did manage to take out a lot of those units. And man, those Mutalisks really took a lot of damage. You can see the shadow is not quite as dark as it was before, meaning he's lost maybe 1 or 2. And he may actually be the turn, maybe moving out now. Oh! Kwanro's Mutamicro not the best in the world. At least not right now. Now he's getting closer and closer here. Now Kwanro, I don't know how many sunks he has. I believe he has 3 sunken colonies. We have not seen SCVs transfer here, probably because the Mutalisks are still on the map. Now he's going to try to force him to stim as much as possible, so that his Medic Marine will not have, or at least his medics will not have a lot of energy by the time they get to their destination. I'm still surprised he hasn't actually transferred SCVs, though. It's clear that he knows where his opponent's Mutalisks are. He may be a little bit nervous or a little bit intimidated. One of the two. And the lurkers are out now, so he won't be able to deal any damage over there. Although I will admit, GanZi has a large amount of Medic Marine here. I mean, very sizable amount. And now GanZi's moving up to what looks like the top right. 2 lurkers, though, at the ramp. I don't believe he'll be able to get up there. He'll need like a vessel with maybe defensive matrix to defensive matrix one of the Marines and run past. Here come lurkers now. Now, at this moment, it's going to be up to GanZi to start pushing probably in about 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes, once he gets the vessel out. And it's going to be up to Kwanro to control the map, do counterattacks, and flank a lot. Looks like, I don't believe GanZi's actually going to attack that. I mean, if you are really good at Medic Marine Micro, you can actually out-control a group of lurkers like that by dodging the spines, but it's also very risky. He may have to lift that barracks. I think the tank will have to go the long way. Now, it looks like Kwanro's Mutalisks have been whittled down to 2. He's going to be going for Zergling's Lurkers right now. Getting that Queen's Nest out here, he's going to try to get that hive. And when he gets that hive, he will get Defilers. Defilers probably have the most powerful spell in the game against Terran, the Dark Swarm, just ridiculously strong. All Terran can do is try to irradiate the Defiler. GanZi's going to expand again. Kwanro has a lot of lurkers. And you can see that GanZi has him somewhat contained. And He's just trying to delay those lurkers from actually getting to the expansion. Kwanro cannot really make lurkers out of that top right expansion. He has to keep making drones because, of course, he is somewhat contained right now. And looks like he might try to pick off one lurker. No! He's losing way too many medic marine here. Oh my gosh. GanZi has to be very careful. These are Kwanro's lurkers, after all. He's going to go for a drop in the back. Meanwhile, putting some pressure onto the front, using this group of medic marine at the bottom to delay the reinforcements of lurkers. And moving out here now, the lurkers are free, though, at the bottom right. They are zipping up towards the tank and medic marine. And he's trying to get this dropship unloaded, splitting the medic marine. Owning the lurker. What are you lurkers doing? Wow, that is a painful death. I'm surprised he's not target firing the hatchery. Instead, he's going for that extractor. All right, he's stimming now. He'll get one, maybe two. No, not quite. He does not. Well, he does not have as much control over that expansion as he did before. I'm talking about how much GanZi had control over his opponent, Kwanro's expansion. Now Kwanro closing in. He cannot afford to lose these units. And Zerg making a perfect surround here. Oh, wow. Although, actually, you know what? The Terran lasted longer than I thought he would in that battle. If he only used his scan, he could really delay that even further. There are more medic marine, though, still inside this main. He's moving forward. Looks like on the mini-map, Kwanro gonna go for a counterattack. Can he get the hatchery, though? Can GanZi get this hatchery? And will this counterattack work? And we do see some science vessels out here. He's gonna have to move those SCVs. And, oh, that was close. Now he looks like he has managed to hold up that attack. I don't know, did he get the hatchery yet? Oh, it's gone. He's getting irradiated. If he doesn't already have irradiate, then he's upgrading the energy. Oh, nice! Tank shot back there. Kwanro's getting pushed back. He cannot afford to lose lurkers. Two defilers are out. Oh, man. It's okay, Marines. You served your purpose. Here's the push continuing to go forward. Looks like he's going to go for the main base. Two defilers out. He needs to irradiate those. And Kwanro needs to get a dark swarm up. There are two right now, getting all of the tanks. Oh, my God! This is bad news for the Terran. Terran now getting rapidly pushed back. He did get some irradiates off on those defilers. And this lone group of Marines, oh my God, he did manage to save those SCDs and the vessels. Some back and forth action here. I'm surprised that Kwanro has not managed to save that expansion yet. We also see Nidus Canals coming out here. He's probably going to transfer some drones to those expansions, also use them defensively. And looks like the lurkers are slowly penetrating the expansion. Meanwhile, GanZi does not seem to care. Instead, he's losing vessels instead. You cannot afford to lose vessels in a moment like that. GanZi has lifted the command center. The defiler are getting closer and closer. Vultures are out now. He's going to use mines. Firebats will manage to take out this lurker. Wow, you can see Kwanro, typical for his playing style, has very little drones, focusing mostly on units. Oh my gosh! GanZi is falling apart. He is not able to control large amounts of medic marine, one of the very difficult things to do in StarCraft. He is good with fire bats, though. He does have mines. And looks like he will get this expansion over here. But will that be enough? He does take out the Nidus, the sunken colony, the hatchery, and drones are next. Looks like he's moving over to the top middle, too, with that command center. He could re-expand there again pretty soon. Wow, GanZi must have a lot of minerals. He's making a lot of command centers. Well, at least an extra command center now. Kwanro not in very good shape right now. And another vessel is taken out. He cannot afford to keep losing these vessels. And the lurkers have been taken out. I think this medic might be out of energy. The Defilers still dominating most of the map this game. Terran certainly is moving around the map a whole lot, but everywhere that Terran seems to go, Defilers seem to stop them, except of course for that bottom left expansion. Second starport is on the way. Well, actually, excuse me, it's up. Some more vessels are on the way. And he really needs to not lose that vessel. And he's gonna raid. Oh, nice eraser! That was just brilliant play by GanZi. My God, now he's going to break the entrance, I believe. Taking out these drones. Kwanro needs to counter. And a dark swarm over here. And GanZi needs to irradiate that. He must not have enough energy or something. And the expansion has been taken out. GanZi is back in this game. He's winning this, even though the Defilers are gone. Well, I mean, excuse me, the expansion's gone. The Defilers are the ones doing the damage. The vessels are the ones that are being taken out mostly. He just needs to save this expansion. He needs to hold out this Zerg attack, and he will most likely win this game. Wow. Lots of SCVs. And GanZi is expanding again. GanZi, excuse me, there's no W in there. He's going to try to save this expansion. Here come the fire bats. I'm not sure if the fire bats will be able to take out the lurkers. Oh, a few more come in here. Whoa. I like my lurkers, well done. And Kwanro, by the way, does not look very happy. You can see he's stressed out. He's annoyed with what's going on in this game. Oh! Sending SCVs to the hatchery. That is funny. He has so many SCVs and is so far ahead right now. He's just going to use a bunch of workers to go kill this hatchery at the bottom. Somewhat humiliating for Kwanro. Oh my gosh. And he's going to try to get the Nidus Canal before it finishes. And it looks like he will. Oh, SCV ownage. Oh, I have never seen SCVs own so hardcore. Oh. Well, they didn't own that hardcore, but, you know, they served their purpose. Now it's going to be up to GanZi to move down here and put the killing blow on Kwanro. Kwanro, I don't think he's going to be able to deal with all of the expansions. Even though the science vessel control of GanZi has been lacking, or at least limited, it doesn't matter, because there's no way that with the amount of resources Kwanro has, and you can see he doesn't have that many drones, he's going to be able to muster up enough of an army to take out all these expansions.
이게 오히려 어떻게 보면은 흐름상에서 자신이 유리했다고 볼 수가 있는 상황이었거든요. 이거는 그 액션이가 졌다는 맥점을 끝내는 극복하지 못했다는 건데 아쉬울 수밖에 없죠.
Zerg's going to try to expand again. Oh, more Lings getting taken out. Kwanro cannot afford to lose a single unit right now. We may see a slow drop or maybe just 2 overlords over there. Heading that way. Oh, sneaky GanZi. Going on a covert ops mission into his opponent's base. And he's going to go for the main now. He's going to get the Defiler Mound. He should be attacking the Defiler Mound. Oh my god, Kwanro has been eliminated. That is huge. GanZi once again advancing. He's taken out much. He's taken out Kwanro. Who is this guy? Wow. I am losing my voice. This is amazing. Kwanro has been eliminated in what I would say is an upset, even though I knew GanZi was good. I didn't know he was that good. Man. Okay, so to recap that, GanZi wins 2-1. I'm actually glancing over in his booth. You can just see how relieved he is. And I bet all the GanZi fans out there are relieved as well. Talk about entertaining games, though, really. Kwanro has now been knocked out. We do not have a loser's bracket in this tournament. We are unforgiving. And unfortunately, so is GanZi when it comes to Kwanro. He did not let Kwanro capitalize on GanZi's mistakes. Even though GanZi was losing vessels very fast, I mean really, really fast. He was really, really losing a lot of vessels. It just didn't matter because GanZi was expanding so fast and using these, well, he did have some good map control despite the fact that he was getting chased around a lot. It was kind of a Tom and Jerry cat and mouse kind of game. Where for a little bit it did look like GanZi was the mouse and Kwanro was the cat, but eventually there were just too many locations that GanZi had taken control of, and Kwanro was just unable to take them all out. And eventually, I mean, he was so far ahead that we actually saw about a dozen SCVs take out the hatchery constructing at the bottom. I mean, that was pretty cool. Very, very entertaining games. Kwanro, probably the most aggressive Zerg out there. I mean, people say he's more aggressive than Yellow, just attacking. It did not turn out to be that way. The game was just, the games were just not like that. Not quite what we would have expected. Instead, it was mostly GanZi using these complicated openers, and most of the time winning or losing with him. Winning once, losing the other time, and then the second time really playing defensively. Oh man, you can see Kwanro very upset that he just lost that game. Very frustrated. Wow, okay, so we're going to be going into the second half of the tournament. Stork versus Zergbong next. And, that should be pretty entertaining as well. Stork is definitely the favorite. Stork ranked 3rd in Kespa this month. Zergbong, not ranked in Kespa, but still a very good player, good enough to be seeded in this tournament. Zergbong, one of these older players. Stork, he's actually an old player too, but he is really dominating right now. Thank you again to our sponsors at Advertech Intel for making this possible. And thank you for watching. Spread the word, tell all your friends. We have been doing very well with these StarCraft tournaments. Expect more in the future. We're in the final 32 here of this one. And from there, well, I think we have one more week after this one of the final 32. And then we go to the final 16, which will take 2 weeks. And then we go, well, you can do the math. We just keep going and going. And I think we're going to close this out in just a little bit. Again, the map lineup going to be Coliseum, Andromeda, Othello, Stork versus Zergbong, 2 players who have been seeded in the tournament. Until then, enjoy those Korean commercials. Oh, by the way, I know some people wanted me to make fun of the Korean commercials. You guys know I would gladly own up some commercials for you, but unfortunately, I can't. I do have to take this break, nor do we have access to the commercials for me to make fun of them. But either way, I would have to use my restroom break. Sorry, guys. Oh, man, we're still not done. Okay. After that match, we're going to have Berserker, also known as Iris, versus Stats. So, Protoss versus Zerg and a Terran versus Protoss coming up next. Should be some very entertaining games. Stay tuned.